Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Now, just when you thought that it couldn't get worse for old Sleepy Joe, well, it does. Sleepy Joe's student loan forgiveness plan has officially been blocked by the 8th Circuit U.S. Appeals Court on Friday afternoon. Democrats thought they were real slick with this one, that they were just gonna get this little vote-buying program through at the last second, right before the November election, but not so fast, leftoids, as another unconstitutional, illegal Joe Biden move has officially been blocked by another federal court. Not exactly surprising. Democrats were real hopeful after the Supreme Court refused to hear the case, thinking it's said and done, the Supreme Court doesn't want to take the case, therefore, but I guess that's not exactly how it works now, is it? Just because the Supreme Court doesn't want to take it now doesn't mean that federal appeals courts won't have a look and pause Joe Biden's ridiculous platform. It's another example of Democrats celebrating a little bit too soon, and another example of this administration's abuse of power being checked once again. Let me show you guys exactly what's going on here. Let's talk once again about student loan relief. Like usual, we've got some stuff to get into, folks, so let's roll the tape. Alright friends, so take a look at this right over here from Reuters. A U.S. appeals court on Friday temporarily blocked President Joe Biden's plan to cancel billions of dollars in debt, one day after a judge dismissed a Republican-led lawsuit by 6 states challenging the loan forgiveness plan. The 8th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals granted an emergency stay barring the discharge of any student debt under the program until the court rules on the state's request for a longer-term injunction, while Thursday's decision against them is appealed. The St. Louis-based appeals court also ordered an expedited briefing schedule on the matter. U.S. District Judge Henry Autry in St. Louis ruled on Thursday that while the 6 Republican-led states had raised important and significant challenges to the debt relief plan, he threw out their lawsuits on grounds that they lacked the necessary legal standing to pursue the case. Nebraska, Missouri, Arkansas, Iowa, Kansas, and South Carolina said Biden's plans skirted congressional authority and threatened the state's future tax revenues and money earned by state entities that invest in the service of student loans. The nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office in September calculated that the debt forgiveness would cost the government about $400 billion. White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre said Thursday's temporary order does not prevent borrowers from applying for student debt relief or bar the Biden administration from reviewing applications and preparing them for transmission to loan services. We encourage eligible borrowers to join the nearly 22 million Americans whose information the Department of Education already has. The case reaching the 8th Circuit is one of a number that conservative state attorney generals and legal groups have filed seeking to halt the debt forgiveness plan in August by Biden, a Democrat. Autry ruled about an hour after the U.S. Supreme Court Justice Amy Coney Barrett denied without explanation an emergency request to put the debt relief plan on hold in a separate challenge brought by the Wisconsin-based Brown County Taxpayers Association. And so the legal battle is not over yet. Like I said, Democrats were celebrating that Amy Coney Barrett dismissed the case, but that was only one of very many cases. The idea that Joe Biden's in the clear to just cancel debt isn't going to happen, or in my opinion is very unlikely to happen. And to be completely honest with you, they might just stop pursuing this in general after the elections because it was clearly just an election vote-buying con job from the start. Just like his release of the Strategic Petroleum Reserves. Joe Biden doesn't care about the cost of energy. He's not trying to find a long-term solution. He just wants a little band-aid fix right before the midterms to help boost Democrat morale. And that's exactly what this was from the start. This was part of Joe Biden's campaign mandate since the start of the campaign season. Canceling student debt. Anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000 to $50,000, we saw all kinds of numbers bouncing around. Well, when Joe Biden was elected to office, the moment he was inaugurated, what was the first thing that he did? I think in the first couple of weeks, he signed 37 executive orders. Let me ask you, why exactly were none of those 37 executive orders related to student loan debt? I mean, clearly the Democrats knew they were never going to get this through the Senate. They knew that their only shot at getting this done was through executive power, but they waited and waited and waited and didn't do anything till maybe 2 or 3 months ahead of the election. It's a vote-buying scam, and they knew that it was going to get blocked, and it certainly is. People might be thinking that the Democrats have a chance of passing this one because Amy Coney Barrett dismissed a case case, I highly doubt it. It's clearly unconstitutional. The Constitution clearly stipulates that on matters of debt cancellation, the president has no authority, no power. Only Congress has that authority. And Joe Biden is expecting to pass the student loan forgiveness with a simple presidential decree and signature. Not gonna happen. What it really was a cheap headline ahead of the midterm elections. And unfortunately for Sleepy Joe, well now what is it, 3 weeks from election, Joe Biden's student loan forgiveness plan has officially been blocked by the 8th Circuit U.S. Court of Appeals. Not exactly sure that's the battle cry the Democrats were hoping for. Another big fat L, another Democrat balloon deflated, leaving Democrat voters deflated. Not exactly motivating them to get to the polls, as Joe Biden seems like a hopeless, legislative lame duck once again. But this is what happens when you're a phony politician. When you promise things that you know you clearly can't deliver on. When you run on things but don't actually intend on accomplishing or passing those bills. When you're playing politics with people's lives in a very dishonest and disingenuous manner, it's going to eventually backfire, and backfire it is. I mean, what a ridiculous premise in the first place. The idea that working class people and entrepreneurs should be paying for other people's educations, for them to get ridiculous, useless degrees just to have a piece of paper to then go work at Fox and pursue their dream of online Twitter activism. Very simply, if you're going in debt to go to college, you better have a plan to make enough money to pay off that debt. And you certainly shouldn't be putting that burden on the taxpayers at large. If you're gonna make an investment, if you're gonna make a decision, then that investment, that decision, the results or the consequences lie solely with you. It's that simple, folks. And if you're too dumb to realize that the college system is scamming you, well then again, that's on you. But luckily enough, folks, people are finally waking up. As you can see, college enrollment is down for the 3rd year in a row, and a lot of people are saying that this is a bad thing. No, it's not. It's a good thing. We need more tradespeople, more entrepreneurs, more people running regular business, and less green-haired, septum ring Twitter activists. We need people who contribute to society, not people who leech off of society and provide nothing of value and produce nothing while asking you to pay for it. People are finally realizing that you don't need a college degree to start a basic business. People are finally realizing that liberal arts and arts degrees are a total scam, and that's a good thing. The college scam is slowly dying out. This college system that is clearly predatory, and yes, I'm not arguing that the student tuition system works. Of course, it's completely busted. No one should be paying $50, $60, $70+ a year to go to school, but the idea that the system should be subsidized by the federal government using taxpayer dollars does nothing but further enable this scam, further enable the greed. It subsidizes this broken system, generating billions upon billions of dollars every single year, and frankly, the only thing that's going to fix it is if people start opting out, not the federal government subsidizing it. It's that simple, folks. Another potential Joe Biden legislative catastrophe has been averted, at least for now. Of course, we'll have to follow this issue, but the government subsidizing the college scam seems to be dead in the water, at least for now. That's what I got for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe to the channel if you guys are up for it. I'm gonna get back to work. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.